And then you have to get more creative. They're very rigid, or a lot of schools are very rigid about, okay, I'm gonna have a lunch class, and then I'm gonna have at night at 5 p.m. I'm gonna have a kids class, and at 6 p.m. I'm gonna have a
the cookie
intermediate.
cutter.
Yeah, at 7 p.m. I'm gonna have and it's just like bah, bah, bah. It's like, because I don't want to work, right? I really don't want to be there that much. Who the hell can get your kids across town or through traffic at 5 p.m.?
Not in Atlanta. We can't. It's not possible.
I can't do it. I mean, the reason my kids didn't train when they were smaller is like, it would take me 45 minutes to get to somewhere at 5 p.m. I mean, I had to leave. I mean, it's insane. Why not rent a big enough space and split it up so you could actually have the kids train at the same time that the parents were training? And you could actually, in the like the gym industry, we call it collecting more wallet, right? So the wallet, everybody's got a wallet in their pocket. Well, for some reason, martial arts centers tend to believe their wallet is only the size of the damn monthly membership that this person pays. And that's not true. I mean, how many of these martial arts centers have you been in and you walk in and someone's paying a monthly due, or you wouldn't be there, and then they got this little pro shop setting up to the far left or right? It's some t-shirts and there's some sweatshirts hanging up on the wall, but it's almost an afterthought, right?
Yeah, it's like it's like on one hanger and just like,
exactly, looks like shit.
Yeah,
it's over here to the side. It's kind of an afterthought. Nobody's really selling anything. It's just kind of sitting over there. I mean, so many times. I mean, I so many times talk to different people about their centers. They're like, well, what do you think I should do, Matt? What about the marketing? So we go through this big marketing pitch. But first, I talk about, you got to own more wallet. If you've got 200 students coming in and they're paying membership dues, that's wonderful. But if I've got 40 kids, then I've got the opportunity for 80 more in quasi terms. If I've got 40 kids, I've got an opportunity for 80 more members. 2 parents, right? One parent. But what I don't do is I don't give those parents an opportunity to train at the same time the kids are training. What do? I set them in the chairs by the window, and I've got all these, they're fumbling around with their phones, and I missed the big opportunity. And that's just so huge to me. And like, gyms do it better, like with like juice bars. They sell you protein, they sell you bars, they sell you any of these things, right? You have to think about every student in your building as a wallet or a business entity, right? If they're training jiu-jitsu, they're probably taking a supplement. They're probably taking a multivitamin. They're probably taking some protein. They're probably taking, what are they buying because of this hobby, because of this feat that I can also sell to them?
I'm thinking tape, knee braces, just like everything you need, like nail clippers, just like anything to just.
Yeah, it's available, right? No, I don't have any nail clippers you can borrow, but I got some that you can buy and put in your bag, so you'll have it the next time, right? You don't have to charge them out the yank, but all these things they don't think about for some reason in martial arts center. And it's because most of these centers are owned by some guy. Usually it's a guy who's pretty good at training and fell in love with it and thinks it's great, and then thinks, I want to make my life out of this, so I'm going to start a business. And in many cases, they have no business being a business owner.
No.
They should have just continued to teach and actually hired a real manager, right? But you know what the first thing they'll say? The first thing they'll say is, well, a real manager actually costs too much.
Yeah.
What if you paid a real manager $80,000 a year, or $65,000 a year, or $70,000 a year? If you do it right, that's just on payroll. That's a minimal scale. The problem is they don't want the owner, which is usually the teacher, who's usually was a student, doesn't want $1 of that money going out of his pocket because they can't see the forest for the trees.
Yeah, that guy making $80,000 might bring in $800,000. Like,
exactly. If you actually had someone focused on doing what you as the business owner should be doing. But what you're focusing on is, well, I got to teach a class at 12 o'clock, and then I got to teach a class at 6 and 7. That's really where my value is. And I'm thinking to myself, no, it isn't. Your value is building your business. The problem with a lot of business owners is instead of working on their business, and this is a difference. I know it's not going to sound like much, but instead of working on their business, they work in their business. If that makes sense. They're basically bought or created themselves a business. They bought themselves a job. They created a business and then they work as an employee within it. They actually don't hire employees to run their business and make them more money while they can expand their business from one site to 2 sites, or maybe even just make one site really, really good. It just infuriates me. I mean, it doesn't infuriate. I mean,
it's the same problems. Like, 20 years ago is the same problems now. Like they're doing the same old
same
stuff.
Thing. Well, because there's a lot of ego too, Alec. So a lot of these schools that are open, they were students under some other guy, right? And that guy probably didn't run the business very well either. So I don't know what they would learn from him, but they don't talk to each other, right?
No,
they don't talk amongst each other and try and again, they live in a world of scarcity. They believe if I tell this guy this, or if I learn something, he's going to steal my idea and he's going to steal all my clients. Which the reality is, you're not competing with that gym that's 15 miles away. You're competing with yourself. You're competing with your lack of efficiencies within your own business. You're competing with that soap dispenser in the bathroom that's had some kind of weird green shit in it for the last month and a half. And because you're so cheap, you haven't got anyone cleaning your school. So no one's even noticed the damn thing. But guess who's noticing? People with money, or people who are, in their 40s, or maybe got themselves, like myself, who've got myself more set, right? I notice all those little things. I notice, like, why am I paying this? Why am I paying X number of dollars? This shit is nasty. You can't afford to have someone in here cleaning up. Like, why not offer someone like me? I would pay more a month if someone would do some services for me,
like ghee laundry
and
stuff like that.
Give me a little locker with my little name on it, a little turnstile lock like we had in high school, right? Hey, let me come in and train really hard in the morning and drop my gi off to you. And the manager or whoever's there in the middle of the day when there's nothing going on, put all those gis in the wash them up, fold them up, put them in my locker. Guess what? I'd pay for that service.
Yeah.
And it would cost that owner nothing, because he's already having to pay that guy to stand there anyway. He's paying him by the hour, right? And that's just some tidbits of things that I see happening wrong. Also, they, owning more share of wallet. What else can I think about? Something my